Yo, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. Sipping on some coffee this morning. It's a good morning if we're always sipping on coffee. You know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, you're missing out. Coffee is the thing. Anyway, so this morning we got a chest and tricep workout. This is weird because I haven't recorded one of these on the channel in probably like a couple months, and the reason being, you guys know, the wrist. I think I've said that in every single video. The wrist. So a little update. It's the best it's ever been. However, that does not mean I can go to the extent that I used to be able to go. I kind of have to slowly build myself back up into where I once was, and that's rough. You know, it still hurts with a certain amount of pressure. At this point, I'm just happy that it honestly feels better because, you know, I went 3.5 weeks probably with this super sharp pain. And by the way, it was like my extensor, so the outside part of my wrist right here. And I definitely think I just tore something in a sprain, so is what it is. Can't control everything, but we can control what we do from here on out. But for today's pre-workout, I kind of switch things up. I always have creatine every morning. By the way, this cherry kiwi is really close to #1. It might even be #1 on some days, just depending on what I'm feeling. Right next to the blue pomegranate. Had that as usual. But then we had stim free this morning. The reason being is because you guys know I usually use coffee as my stim for the workout, but I was like, man, I'm missing out on the citrulline to get a good pump in the gym, or just help to get a good pump. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have some stim free. I don't need to take the stim free now that I've realized, simply because it's a little too much. You need too much water to dilute both the creatine and the stim free pre. So I think from what I'm gonna do from now on is simply just mix the citrulline that I have in there. It's just L-citrulline by itself. It's not like flavored or anything, but I think I'm gonna start doing that just to get that aspect out of it. Chest and triceps today. It's not gonna be insane, but I will break through the workout, kind of explain what we're planning to do, so it will be a different style how we do this workout as well. So this doesn't just pertain to the chest day that you're seeing today, but the majority of my training lately has been structured primarily around just building back on some muscle and putting on some size. The reason for that is because we just did a bodybuilding show not too long ago, and then I got injured very shortly after. And so now that I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, I'm trying to put back on some of the size that I lost while also getting bigger. That's always the goal in the off season. We're trying to get bigger, we're trying to put on more muscle, and so that's why the workouts are the way that they are. No compound really movements for my chest day. On leg day, yeah, I do squats. I'm not doing deadlifts right now, but yeah, so I'm just starting off with a incline chest movement, and the reason I'm doing that is because incline really helps to give the chest that fuller look. That doesn't mean that flat bench movements don't do that as well. Your muscle is composed of different parts, and so I feel like the upper portion of your chest gives the chest a more, I would say, bulbous look compared to other areas of the chest. And so that's why I focus, and I'll talk a lot about doing incline movements. And then I go into a flat movement next. This is actually supposed to be incline dumbbell bench press, but I decided to do flat today instead, simply because I forgot. You guys can do flat or incline depending on what you want. I would do incline just to, again, build that fullness in the chest. Then after that, I went over to incline flies. It's not necessarily incline flies, it's literally just flies on the bench. And if you guys don't have this machine, a lot of gyms don't, this is an Arsenal equipment machine, and it's an awesome machine. Like, this thing is freaking sick. Like, you can get one of the best chest pumps from this thing. But yeah, if you don't have one, you can just do the dumbbell flies. Just watch how far back you're going. You don't want to tear a shoulder or tear a bicep or anything like that. I love this workout. My favorite thing to do is load up some 25-pound plates and then take off one and just go down in sets. So, you know, you start with 3 25s for the first set, and then the next set you would do 2 25s, and so on and so forth. So I really like it. It gives the chest an insane pump. Triceps, I'm not gonna lie,
The triceps have been just mediocre. These are the ones that really mess, I feel like, with the wrist the most, just because it relies heavily on tendons that run on the outside of my wrist. But one of my favorite movements, which I'm not doing in here, is keeping your hands on a straight bar for triceps and keeping it narrow and pushing down like that. Some people will go like this. No, you're going like that. I feel like it really just builds the whole development of your tricep and just gives it that much more full look. As you guys will hear me say, full. I just feel like the muscles look better when they're full. And there's certain workouts that help more with that than others. So that's why you see the workouts I predominantly do are focused on filling the muscle. The last tricep workout I did, I like it, but at the same time, man, dude, this one hurt the most, and I wasn't even doing that much weight. But then again, you know, we're still in this rebuilding phase. So that's that for that workout. This workout was good. You know, it was like my first actual push day back since I've hurt my wrist. But definitely follow it. If you guys can't remember it, it goes incline chest machine, incline dumbbell press, unless you want to do flat. And then you do flies. If you guys don't have the fly machine that I'm currently using, then just do dumbbells. And then for triceps, we did the machine push downs, or I should say the tricep dip machine. And then we went into some single arm skull crusher with the dumbbell seated. Man, those were terrible names. So this is currently what we're looking like right now. As you'll see, I'm not fat by any means, but I'm also not like bone shredded by any means. I am lean enough to see my six pack. I also have enough fat on me to the point where it doesn't look like I'm starving myself. This is where I like to be. This is where I feel the most healthy. This is where I feel like I look the best. This is where I perform the best. I mean, performance depending on what you think is better performance, but I like to be here. I'm actually gonna check my weight right now. Someone asked me the other day what my weight was and I had no idea. It's been a good enough time since I've eaten. All right, 172.6, I'm guessing my morning weight is closer to 171. 170, so that's good. That's where I personally like to be. I've always said like 168, 174 is kind of like my happy medium. This is it. I just haven't shown you guys a physique update in a while. I mean, I don't look as full just because my workouts haven't been the best. Haven't been able to do biceps to the fullest extent of triceps, chest, and shoulders. Really only back and traps. So and my legs. But yeah, that's what we're looking like right now. I'll get back. We're going to be talking more so specifically about why and how to stay like this physique type year round. It's the most optimal, I believe. And yeah, I got a shower. Gosh, dude, there's just like no cool gym clothes to wear. Oh gosh, this stuff is so freaking lame. Hold on a second. This is something else. Okay, so today's board might look a little weird at first glance, but again, that's why we have me to explain what's going on. So you guys see eczema, you guys see other words on here, you guys probably think like, what is this even about? Why is Y in red? Why is how in green? I don't really have an answer for why those colors are, why they are for this. In my head, I was trying to come up with a reason, but I just simply don't have one. So in today's video, like I mentioned a little earlier in the video, I wanted to talk about why I think it's important to stay lean, or why I stay lean and how I stay lean. You know, I know other people are gonna disagree. I know I had a friend named Josh who disagreed with me, and he found that bulking was his thing. He felt like he had more energy, he felt like his lifts went better, he felt like every exercise activity he did went better. For me, I feel the complete opposite. And what I mean by lean in today's video is not like absolutely bone shredded. I mean just simply I am a leaner tone. Like you can see the toneness in my body. And I think we all know that, like you just look at someone maybe on the beach or something, you're like, oh, that guy looks very fit because he looks leaner. So that's the kind of lean I'm talking about today, probably like 12 to 14% body fat, nothing above that. So that's kind of what I'm getting at today. So I'm gonna explain why and how I do it. So there's like a little more of a personal stance on the why part. And so for me, just this year, I really decided like I'm probably never really gonna go on I mean, I'll always do some sort of bulk, but it won't be to the extent that I've done before. And so essentially what I mean by that is I'm not gonna overeat any more calories and whatnot, because I find that when I consume too many calories, I put myself at risk for my eczema flaring up. And I haven't pinpointed exactly what my eczema is. On the presumption right now, I think it's sugar. But anyway, I just stopped because again, my eczema was flaring up. It was annoying. My hands would like crack, they would bleed, and it was just annoying. You know, if I have to shake someone's hand, my hand has blood on it from my cut that I didn't notice. That's really embarrassing for me. You know, also when I was bowling, it would be hard to bowl sometimes. Yes, I know it's kind of weird to admit. I like really enjoy bowling, but when I would bowl too, I wouldn't be able to fully get rotations on because my hands would have cuts on them. Super annoying. It was just something I personally didn't want to deal with anymore. And when I did my bodybuilding show 2 weeks before, when I had cut every single carb out, my eczema completely disappeared. When I got back off my show, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on like a 3,000 plus calorie bulk again. And then as soon as that happened, my eczema came right back. And so then I was like, okay, I need to change something. And that's when I made the recent full day of eating. You guys saw it's only around 2,700 calories and I cut all added sugars. So that's the first reason why. Second reason why, it has been shown that overeating can lead to inflammation and brain fog. So for me personally, that's why I don't overeat. That's why I try to stay relatively lean year round. And it's funny because like as I'm talking, it's not more so really about staying lean, but it's about not consuming too many calories. But on the presumption that you're not consuming too many calories, you're also staying relatively lean. So that's why I did it. Maybe those reasons will, I don't know, relate to you, or maybe you'll think them convincing enough. I only provided two because they were the most important to me. Now, how do you stay lean year round? So from my experience in doing it, because this is not the only time that I've decided to stay lean year round, this is actually the second time. So 204 calories of a maintenance, or 200 to 400 calories on top of your maintenance is what I found works for me. When I'm doing my maintenance, I will find that I will get like 10% body fat, even sometimes 9% body fat, because what will happen is your workouts will take away from the amount of calories that you're daily intaking, and it'll be too much. And so I add that 200 to 400 calories as a buffer, because as a runner and as a lifter, I feel like that kind of helps me to not be in such a deficit at the end of the day with all my training out of the way. So really, it's just to prevent me from being in a caloric deficit or too much of a caloric deficit. And then the other reason, or not the other reason, but the other how is eat like a dog. And a lot of people are like,
eat like a dog. What does that mean in terms of fitness?
So eat like a dog doesn't mean, you know, you're gonna eat kibble and everything all day. It essentially means eat the same thing every single day, eat healthy every single day, and every once in a while you can kind of have your treat. So I like to think of it as, think about your dog if you have one, or think about a dog that you've seen before. If you give a dog a same diet every single day, it will look the same every single day. But if you increase its food, it'll gain weight and look different. And that same thing applies to us humans. So if you eat the same thing every day, you will look a certain way. If you eat different, you will look different. But if you eat relatively the same all the time, but then you have a treat every once in a while, kind of like a dog, you'll still probably look the same. So eat like a dog. That is probably one of the biggest hows on here. It's gonna relate to the last one that we're gonna talk about. And then workout. So this is a given, but people don't understand why I put it on here, because I think some people may not like lift a whole bunch of weights, but maybe they want to stay lean. I don't know. I kind of put it on there for that reason. But working out, I mean, muscle burns fat. So the more muscle you have on you, the more lean muscle tissue you have on you, which will show on your body. And then staying disciplined. This is the one that I feel like people have the most difficulty with. And I think that for most people that watch this video that, you know, they stay lean or they try to bulk up or whatever it is, you can have all the diets in place. I don't think that, you know, the diet or the working out is the hardest part. I think most people struggle with the discipline that it takes. You know, if someone gives you a meal plan and gives you a workout plan, just follow it. Like, following it to me, or the discipline for it, is the easiest part. You know, other people, it's not. It's actually probably everyone's most difficult part that they struggle with. So yeah, I mean, just stay disciplined. That's how you're going to stay lean, really, essentially, as long as you follow everything that's in place. Yeah, that's it. That's why I do it, and that's how you do it. Okay, before I let you guys go on this video, I wanted to let you guys know to stay alert of 2 giveaways that are coming up soon. So first one is going to be the normal monthly giveaway that I do, and then the second one is going to be for 1,000 subscribers, because at the moment, right now, at this current time, we are 55 subscribers away. I don't know if we'll be able to hit it in February. I think we can. I think we've already done over 50 before in 1 month. But with that being said, you never know what's going to happen. So stay tuned for those 2 giveaways. We'll probably do the February giveaway kind of closer toward the end of the month. So within like the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'll always let you guys know before when that's coming. Also, thank you guys for almost getting me to 1,000 subs. You know, it was hard to restart a whole new channel. Some of you guys know that came from my old channel. It was really difficult, you know, but that channel was really going nowhere, if I'm being quite honest with you. It was never gonna go, honestly, anywhere. You know, I'd been uploading on it for like almost 5 years with almost 400 something videos on it, and I just knew if I did one more year on there, I would be doing myself a disservice. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Again, I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button, because you guys know I will be back. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. I'll see you all in the next one.